Listen, we normally talk about the digital frontier on a Tuesday in this programme, but a couple of stories that are really, really important today. And I want to get a bit of professional advice today from the Professor for Cyber Technology with the Ulster University, Kevin Curran. Kevin, twice in 1 week, but good. And good to have you on today. Kevin, Apple, they're being hauled over the coals, I see. Anybody listening to an Apple iPhone, Kevin, what's the story and what do we need to know?
Yes, the consumer group Which have started legal action saying that it could result in a £3 billion payout if successful, with the average customer getting £70. But it's really to do with anti-competition, that they believe that iPhone users or iPad even, or Mac, don't have a choice when it comes to the cloud storage which Apple provide, which is iCloud. And it blocks third parties again. So they're trying to bring a class action against Apple.
Very good. And what does that mean then in cash terms?
Well, in cash terms, that is if they succeed. But I don't fully understand this because I pay $2.99 a month for 200 gigabytes of storage. My Dropbox is £95 per year. It's more. Again, and that's the cloud storage thing. I actually think Apple do not charge that much for the storage. Also, you can store your photos on Dropbox or OneDrive, these other iCloud storage devices as well. So there are alternatives. Of course, when it comes to the backup itself, because iCloud makes it actually easier to transfer. When you get a new phone, you can easily use iCloud to transfer all your information to the new phone, for instance, again, that they provide a kind of secure backup to this as well. And it actually makes things easy. I do not fully get this. I'm all for regulations. I'm all for keeping big tech in check, but I don't get this particular lawsuit really, why they're coming down so hard. Even though in America, in California, they've done something similar last year where one user actually didn't like their $2.99 per month again for 200 gigs again. So they brought a class action suit. But it's...
I think, Kevin, part of it's about the monopolies. Is it that you can't buy your storage on Apple from anybody else except Apple unless, as you say, you get a separate device that you sort of plug in, on your own time? That they don't let you buy, your storage from anybody else. And I see Facebook, Google, Steam, all sorts of others facing legal claims in the same court, the Competition Appeal Tribunal. It's just very, very interesting. I think if it goes through and eventually they're found culpable, Kevin, anybody with an iPhone listening to this who pays that 99p or two, you might get 70 quid back. Is that right?
That's just no. The lawyers will get 70 quid. You might get £1. You get £69. It's always the same.
Right, Kevin, the other matter that is coming up left, right and centre on my platforms is Twitter, former Twitter X. Of course, Mr. Musk is a prominent global figure. He's now at Mr. Trump's right hand. But there's something happening there. Is there, with regard to another app that is just showing exponential growth? What have we got, Kevin?
Yes, there is a new social media app that literally mirrors Twitter, really, where you can post, you can retweet, you can add media, whatever else. And it's called Bluesky. And again, it was initially developed by the Twitter team before Elon Musk took over Twitter, or X. And it's actually quite interesting. It's got 15 million users at the moment, of course. But it's kind of an open platform, and it has some unique features which are different. You actually can use different apps on Bluesky. You can use Grey Sky, you can use Skeets, and you can use the official app, which is Bluesky. And there are no ads on there, actually. So they don't plan to do any ads. They plan to monetize it by adding advanced services like higher definition video, for instance, as well. And there's also choice of algorithms in your feed as well. So you're not just given the feed by Bluesky. You can have different feeds according to technology or news or sports or whatever else. And also you can take your data with you. It's on this open source platform. So you can use to other social networks.
Well, exactly. And a lot of people are flitting over because they're not happy with Elon Musk and the way Twitter has become. A lot of people would call it a cesspit latterly, but that this Bluesky one has just pinged recently. It's gone up from comparatively few little members a couple of years ago or last year, 15 million already. Now it's no Twitter. They've got 360 something million, but my God, the growth looks exponential.
It has potential, but we have been there before with the Threads app from Meta last year, where they were the fastest app ever to get to 100 million users within 5 days.
Gotcha.
Again, but it's hard to know who's on Threads really. So it's very hard to beat the incumbents within social media, really. You know, I mean, no one's going to take over Facebook. You know, your granny's not going to download a new app next week, really. So it is so difficult. I will say that Bluesky have done so many things really well. Even verification, I was actually impressed there an hour ago where I could verify who I am, because one problem I did find when I went on there is who will I add? So I looked for Ricky Gervais, but of course the Ricky Gervais profile on there, I can't tell if that's Ricky Gervais, but I was able to link my own kevincurran.org site to verify that I am Kevin Curran on there as well. So I like that, where Threads doesn't have that. And of course, Twitter, you can just buy it. But I like the fact that anyone who sees my profile can verify that I'm the real Kevin Curran, you know, in my profile as well. And also the fact that you can move your data, you can host it yourself, and you can move it to other networks as well. And of course, no ads on there. That's always to be welcome. But it is very hard to boot up a social media site and get people moving there and giving you the real news stories. But we'll see.
We'll see. One to watch, Kevin. Unusual for a Thursday for us to be talking about it, but two stories are catching the eye. The analysis there of the Professor for Cyber Technology with the Ulster University at Magee. That is, of course, Kevin Curran.